בעזרת השם, בשעה טובה. We continue. We are פרק י"ז, פסוק י"א. We did, last pasuk was י'. אך מרי יבקש רע. A man that is רע and evil, פסוק י"א. פרק י"ז, כן? Right? Looks for Mary, looks for מחלוקת, for fight. Looks to rebel, like they want to say. ומלאך אכזרי ישולח בו, and a ruthless, cruel angel is sent to him, to that Ra, to that man that is Ra. Yeah, so the person that is Ra, that constantly looks for rebellion, to rebel, to lachis, yeah. The outcome is that Mina Shamayim, they send him a malach, an angel that is cruel. Says the Gaon, this is a concept that we are very familiar with, that the Torah teaches us about Yosef HaTzadik. Ve'aborek en bo mayim. Right? The Torah says that when they threw Yosef into the well was empty, ve'aborek en bo mayim, didn't have water. Right? So if it's empty, so obviously there's no water. So why the Torah says there's no water if it's empty? Mayim en bo, aval nachashim ve'akrabim yesh bo. There's no water, but it's filled with scorpions and venomous snakes. To come and tell us that when there is a vessel, that vessel is or filled with Torah, or filled with Tum'ah. Or it's filled with good, or it's filled with not good. It cannot just be empty with nothing. And he says, Maim and Bo, the bor is the person. And what should be inside the person? Maim, in a bor, in a well, what do you have? Water. And Maim la Torah. And the water represents the Torah. When there is no water, when there is no Torah in the person, and when he's empty from Torah, as automatically what goes inside the person is Nachashim and Akravim. And what is the definition of the Nachash and the Akrav inside the person, of the snake and of the scorpion? He says, is the two foundations of bad that we've been learning since the beginning. Ra Mirma. Yes? Bad, and Mirma is the one that pretends to do good, but he really does bad. Akrav, the scorpion, is the Ra. The scorpion is the bad. Why? Because the scorpion has its tail out, has is whatever it's called.
His tail.
No, not the tail. The tail, yes, but it has those. Huh?
To sting.
Yes, that's the tail. The tail stings, but he also has those. Like, how do you call it? Anyway,
claws.
The claws. He has the two claws, and it's out there to sting. Yes, it's out there to hit. Like the Ra. The Ra, you see is bad, and he doesn't care that you think he's not Ra. That's the Ra. The Mirma is the snake. The snake hides. The snake makes its way quietly. Yes, he can move, he can wrap around, right? And he slowly chokes, yes, by closing, wrap about around his prey, and then it will swallow its prey. That's the mirma. Yeah, and yes, you have the snake. It is lashon, right? It's not the guy that knows how to use his tongue to manipulate, and but at the end, he has one bad intention. So says Shlomo HaMelech like this: Ach meri yevu kashra. When a person, and this is when a person breaks his ties with the Torah, when a person chooses to not to do a mitzvah or to do willingly an avera, he's doing something ra. And if the person thinks that okay, it's one avera, yes, that it's a moment, it's an action, and that's it, we move on. The answer is no. At that point, you emptied out the water and you filled up yourself with the nachash and the akrav. So you made yourself into a bad person. That's mevukash ra. That what is mevakesh? The ra, when he does, the person is bad, meaning he's doing a bad action. What is mevakesh? Mary, rebellion. Therefore, I give you the vessel. I give you life. You have Torah within you, and you consciously rejects water, reject the Torah, and by doing an avera, and by bringing within you now more negativity, because that's what will happen. Malach achzari yeshulach bo. At the end, yes, there is a malach that's coming to hurt and mekatreg on the person because of the ra the person infused and injected in himself. Now the Gaon brings a case study that is very interesting that we don't pay attention to so much. כאשר יבקש האדם על חברו שיהיה בצרה, when the person prays for somebody to be punished or he wants to see somebody else failure, yes, it could be because of his jealousy, it could be because he's angry, it could be because whatever, yes, and he wants the other person to fail. That's a masera. The person at that moment, yes, he's sending the bad energy. So what just happened, right? He brought out a masera, which brought within him now the nachash and the akrav. By default, it says the Gaon, the person now has to deal himself, yes, with negative angels, with bad angels. These and he's referring here, agavuche, to the tzara that we say on Lel Pesach. Well, and what is that tzara referring to? Okay, mishlachat malachei ra'im. Okay, and that is referred to the 3,860 malachim ra'im that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent on Egypt. Yeah, this is the level of the bad of these angels that a person brings upon himself, lo alenu, when he consciously does an avera and and creating that chaos within him. Yes, but it goes as far as a mahshava, says the Gaon. That even if a person mevakesh, like he wants to see somebody's failure, somebody's fall down, that's enough to put the person in that place. If the מחשבה is like this, then קל וחומר בדיבור, and קל וחומר בין בנו של קל וחומר במעשה. How many times people fell in Lashon Hara and you're going to see this guy, he's going to fail, or you're upset. Or במעשה, yes, doing an action that you know will make a person do something wrong. There is collateral damage to negativity. There is collateral damage. Pasuk Yud Bet. Yeah, this pasuk is okay.
Yeah. When someone does pray for someone else's downfall and negativity, and they bring out these bad angels and this bad negativity on themselves, does it actually do anything to the person they prayed bad for, or are they protected?
It could very well be, but that's not the point. That's not the focus on that pasuk. Okay. Here, what he's trying to come and tell us is that don't think that you do something bad on somebody, okay, and it's just okay. So you did a bad action, and it's encapsulated in the actual action. No, you just contaminated yourself with bad that in itself brings now a legion of angels that surrounding that person, right? To be mekatrek.
Makes no difference if it is revenge.
No, it doesn't. זה איסור מן התורה. לא תשנא את אחיך בלבביך, לא תיקום ולא תיטור. It's a kum עשה, אבל לא תעשה.
And when you say machshava, does that mean the machshava with an actual like prayer or thought, or just mama, just something that goes into your head? And
No. We're not talking about the thought that comes in and out. We're talking about somebody that's thinking about, I need to see this, this guy, I can't wait to see this guy fail. We addressed a few pasuk back, the argasha, yeah, of being besimchat, and what that triggers also. פסוק י"ב, פגוש דוב שקול באיש, ועל כסיל באיוולתו. You're better off meeting with a female bear, yes, that just saw her babies killed. You're better off being in front of that bear than being in front of a ksil, beivalto, of a fool during his foolishness. So says the Gaon like this: by nature, the bear, Ragzan Meod, it's an angry animal, naturally. And Kol Sheken, more so, when it's a female bear that just witnessed her babies being killed. And more so if the person that's standing before her is the person that killed those babies. So when the bear is in front of that person, the sakanat nefashot on that person is to its peak. Yes? Says to Amelech, you still have a chance. You still have a chance. And you're better off facing that level of sakana than facing being next to a fool during his foolishness. Meaning being next to an idiot that's in the middle of doing a stupid action. Rabbi David El-Aluf says, why does Shlomo HaMelech uses ivalto, the evil? He says the ksil be'ivalto. He doesn't say the ksil beksiluto. Yeah? Tell me you about use the word ksiluto during his action of foolishness. Why does he uses the word ivalto? What's the difference between the ksil and the evil? Ryan.
Ksil is the fool with doesn't use his head, and the Evil is knows what he's doing but doing it.
That's right. That's right. So here's interesting. Ksil be'ivalto. Yes? The ksil, the fool that doesn't have da'at, be'ivalto in his action with da'at but not using his da'at. Says Rabbi David El-Aluf. Zacher Letov. He says like this. He says the biggest danger, yes, is when you are next to someone that behaves like a fool and makes sure he has no da'at Torah. When somebody behaves without da'at Torah, he is a ticking bomb. Because you may be swayed or confused or attracted by his intelligence or by his charisma or by his power, his relationship, the fact that he's cool. How many people do we know? I'm sure everybody, yes, knows here when they were kids, we had in school or whatever, guys that were super cool. And they didn't take school seriously and they were have fun. And you look down the road, they never made it. They are complete failures in every aspect of their lives. Okay. When you're a child, you're motivated by it. You want to be cool, so you want to be around the cool people. You want. So too when you're an adult. You want to be around successful people, some people that are some people that have relationships, and blah 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 blah. And you're attracted by those forces. Those forces will take you out of your own olam and your own purpose. Because instead of focusing after the emet and seeing the derech hayashar, the person drifts and follows sheker and ends up completely out of his own scope. That's the danger that you face when you're next to people that don't have that Torah. That Pashut don't have the Torah. That's what it is. So says to Amelech, you're better off being in front of a bear that's willing to chop your head off for killing its babies. You have more chance to survive. Why? Because you know what you're dealing with. You see the anger, you identify the threat, you identify the risk. When you're next to the ksil and evil that behaves like, when you're next to the person that has no da'at Torah, yes, he can use it, but he's not using it. And therefore, he's an idiot. Yes? Be'emet, that's what it is. But because he has a da'at and he's not using it, it becomes the biggest threat. That's what Shlomo HaMelech is teaching us in here. So it's so important to be careful, who we look up to and who we get inspired by, and what motivates us to be close to certain people. Thank you, Matan, for the biur of the ksil. I didn't go into it, but
Mechila.
and I like it.
I hope it helps. It's AI.
Good. Oh, okay.
ChatGPT.
Yud Gimel. Any question on this? This is clear. I mean, this is very straightforward. Like, says Shlomo HaMelech, Meshiv Ra'a Tachat Tova, whoever pays back bad for good that has been done to him. Lo tamush ra'a mi beto, bad will never leave his home. You hear that? Somebody that does good and he's paid back in bad, Ra will never leave the home of that person that paid back in bad. It's called the kefui tova. You have that's the opposite of hakarat tov. Hakarat tov, right? Somebody does good to you. You have to be makir tova. You have to recognize that the good that has been done to you, and behave accordingly. But if instead of that you do bad, then the person has just enrooted and and engraved, yes, in his home the dimension, the power of Ra. How does that apply? Yeah, and this is where the Gaon is phenomenal. You would think, what do you mean? It's very clear. I do tova to someone. The person pays. I help the guy. The guy comes and stabs me in the back. That's very clear. It's Ra, right? The Gaon, he says like this. David HaMelech says, Chesed Hashem mal'ah haaretz. HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kindness is all over the world. That means that what? Everybody is exposed and benefits from the Chesed of Hashem. No matter how difficult, how challenging, how painful, lo alenu, yes, the life can be. But it's all Chesed. It's all Chesed. Now, that's base. That's foundation number one. Now, anything else above that, meaning extra chesed, that the person benefits from and enjoys from, which is all of us, is extra. Yeah? Because if the person that, lo alenu, he's living the life of Yov, that chesed, then anything better than that is extra chesed. נכון? That means that when you have Baruch Hashem b'li ayin hara, you're married and you have health and you have kids and you have parnasa and you have friends and you have a purpose and you're relevant and you're smart and you can think and you can do and you can. That's infinite amount of chesed. Good. That means that you have to now show more akarat tov to Hakadosh Baruch Hu than the one that has the basic chesed. Right? It's Akarat Tov 101. נכון? Which means what? Says the Gaon. That if you fail to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu your Akarat Tov for what he has given you, you are now, what are you doing? You are now Meshiv Ra'at Tachat Tova. That means that when you choose not to do a mitzvah, when you choose to do avera, or you are just letting go, the one that gave you all that chesed that you owe akarat tov now is being paid with ra. Says the Gaon, this is what brings the ra in people's home. This is what lo alenu brings tzarot in families. What happened? Everything has been going well, Rabbi. Everything is going well. I don't understand. Suddenly, everything changed. Okay. Says the Gaon, the main reason for a shift in the dynamic of the home of someone is because he was Meshiv Ra'at Tachat Tova. Says the Gaon, zooming in even more into that concept, he says this is even more sensitive and applicable when it comes Mamono Shel Adam, when it comes to the money that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives. העושה עבירות בממון. Now we're not talking about not doing the right thing. We're talking about doing the wrong thing. So, yeah, just to put things in perspective, yeah. I mean, it's not somebody that could have given $10 to tzedakah and he gave 8. No. He should be giving $10 to tzedakah, but now he's going to go and going to put $10 to casino or lo alenu for averot or to go to do something asur. Says the Gan, זה משיב רעת תחת טובה. Because all that extra money that has been given to you, or that money that has been given to you that goes beyond your kiyum, goes beyond being what you need to stay alive, which is 99.9% of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to everybody. If it's not used the right way, and it's spent the wrong way, that's Meshiv Ra'at Tachat Tova. ולכן, and therefore, says the Gaon, לא תמוש רעה, כן, מביתו. Why is that? What's a bait? A bait is a makom shamur. It's a place that protects you from the street. It's a makom that differentiates an area of inhabitants, of growth, from randomness of the street, from chaos of the street. Now, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you the beracha to build the home. And now the person goes and uses what? He uses that for chaos outside. So you took potential, right? Fuel that was supposed to be for growth and use it for nonsense. So you invested in the Ra'ah, not in the Tova. So now the Ra'ah that you invested is in your home because this is what you invested in. That's the midah keneged midah. Any question on that pasuk? Poter mayim, pasuk yudalet.
Rabbi, kfui,
Yes.
kfui tova is the thing that Hashem hates the most, no?
Nachon. Nachon.
Because it's not having gratitude.
It's more than not having gratitude. Kfui tova is it's repaying in bad. Lo makir tova, if you're not makir tov, is you're indifferent to the good that has been done to you. Kfui tova is the opposite, is worse than that.
תודה.
פוטר מים, פסוק י"ד. ראשית מדון. When you start a machloket, a madon, and we'll see what's the difference between this and the riv in a second, a quarrel. Poter mayim. It's like you open a water gate, like a flood of water. ולפני התגלה הריב נטוש. And before the fight grows, netosh, leave, let go away. Says the Gaon, there's a difference between the Madon and the Riv. Madon is the beginning of a fight. Riv, it's the fight at its peak. We've seen that in the past. So says the Gaon, Shlomo Meir tells us that the beginning of a fight is like you have a pipe of water and you make a hole in it. And the water starts coming out. Yes? It's still controllable. You can still close that hole. Yes? But if you leave it like that, the hole is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all the water that's supposed, to go through that pipe is going to go somewhere else. That's the Rishit Madon. If the beginning of a quarrel needs to be treated right away. Because if it's not, it becomes a big problem. ולכן ולפני התגלה הריב, before you get to the midst of the fight, נטוש, let go. Because if you're not, that hole will start growing, and then lo tuchal lintosh. You can only solve a quarrel at the beginning of its inception. Once you are at full war, you cannot fix it at this point. You have to let it die, and then when everybody gets tired, sometimes you can fix it. Yeah? One more pasuk. Matzdik rasha u'marshia tzadik. Somebody, yes, that supports the rasha, that says that the rasha is right, and somebody that says that the tzaddik is wrong. To'avat Hashem is an abomination to Hashem. Gam shneim, both of them. The rasha, yes, the person that's matzdik the rasha and the person that's marshia the tzaddik, it's clear. Nachon? They're both abomination. Why? Because you take the emet and you twist it. So says the Gaon, what does it mean? Gam shnehem. Also both of them are abomination. What does it mean, both of them? We know they're both abominations. Say, Mazdik Rasha, Marshia Tzadik, To'avat Hashem. What does it mean, Gam Shenehem?
The judge.
On this we're talking about. Who's Marshia the Tzadik and Mazdik the Rasha? The judges.
Right, the judge.
So what does it mean, Gam Shenehem? Who are those? Who are those both people?
The ones that are being judged.
Ones that are being judged. I don't understand the
Maybe
No.
the ones that are
No.
hiding.
No. You have two people that go in front of a judge. One is right and one is wrong. Okay? The judge said the one that is wrong, now you're right. He's Marshia et Tzaddik, right? He's Marshia et Tzaddik. Not the person that went to court.
The other one too.
No, why he comes, he says, I'm right. Don't Mechila. You go to court because you believe you're right. Yes, two parties. They both believe they're right. So they go to a judge. Now the judge knows that the tzaddik is right, but he tells the tzaddik, Atarasha. He's the Mashiach tzaddik. Who's Shenehem? Who's Shenehem? Okay, the guy that tried to fool, but then he tried to fool. He went to court. He tried his luck. What do you want? That cannot be to Avat Hashem. He's not a posek. He's not the judge. He's trying his luck. That's the kushi of the Gaon. So says the Gaon, Vegam Shenehem, the words Vegam Shenehem, Af HaMachzik Yadav, whoever supports that judgment is to Avat Hashem.
Plain.
Do you know that the tzaddik is tzaddik? Yes. And you know that the judge said that he's a rasha and it's wrong. And you support the judgment of the judge, you too, you're to'evat Hashem. Meaning when you see something that is wrong, somebody being punished, and it's not right, and you say, oh, I'm not, I have to follow what is being said, then you are part of To'evat Hashem. Meaning, if you see Avla, if you see a judgment that is not fair, a judgment that is not honest, right? Somebody it doesn't have to be Dafka in court, yes? It doesn't have to be Dafka in court. How many times you see situations where a person, treats somebody bad, and you support that cause. That guy is a good guy, but for whatever reason, he decides to pick on him. That's Marshiat Tzaddik. Says the Gaon, whoever supports that person is with him. It's considered also to Avat Hashem. Comes Shlomo HaMelech basically to tell us that we have a responsibility and obligation to make sure that we don't get contaminated. There's no other word. Corrupt. We shouldn't get corrupt, okay, in our assessment of the Rasha and the Tzaddik, of what's true and what's false, what's right and what's wrong. Because if we support it, then we're part of it. You cannot support a mahloket. If it's a mahloket, say Leshem Shamayim, yes. If it's not Leshem Shamayim, you can't. And if you do, then whatever consequences are, or whatever, if it's emet emet, you're lucky. But if it's sheker, then it's a big problem. It's a very big problem. That's what Shlomo HaMelech is. That's what the Gaon learned from the words Gam Shenehem.
Wow.
Of
Beautiful.
Ezrat Hashem.
Thank you.
So we just completed Pasuk Tedvav. Ezrat Hashem.
Thank you.